back. I'm back. And this is like, you know, we're into some reality that we need to just deal with right now, right? And that reality is that Homelander has taken over, right? Like, this is the world that we live in. We live in the it's done world. That's where we're at with this, right? Like, me, you, everybody is in this. It's already done, okay? So now we have to move on to what next. And this is a guide to surviving in the Homelander world, right? Like, first of all, you need to get rid of whatever social accounts that you have right now, right? That has to be an immediate thing. Like, it's probably like, okay. Let's start from the top of this, right? You need to renounce everything ever immediately. Like, right now, your social media needs to be full of how, because you can't get rid of your social media history, right? They'll be able to dig that stuff up when you really want to start looking. So you got to have already baked in, have your defense. Like, this is mandatory that you have your renunciation of Starlight and everybody on that side of the fence, and your love of Homelander needs to be documented. Like, this is what you need to do immediately, right? You're gonna have to get on this right now. Okay, there's no time to be wasted, right? So you gotta get on there. You gotta renounce everything that you loved. I don't care what it is, right? Like, I'm gonna renounce the Lakers, right? I will no longer be rocking Lakers or Dodgers. I'll be rocking Homelander all the time, right? I won't have on a Bob Marley t-shirt. I will have on a Homelander t-shirt. That's 100% what it's going to be, right? It's not anything else, right? It is Homelander 1, and this is how it's going to be. But like, you guys need to understand, like, what does a world under Homelander actually look like, right? Like here's the thing. It ain't going to be that bad. Like, if you're willing just to bow down, I'm not lying. I know this sounds a little bit strange. I want you guys to work with me on this one, because I'm telling you, your life ain't going to change that much, right? Like, your life isn't going to change that much. I think, like, the markets will still be open. Like, the world's still going to be thriving, right? Like, communication's going to go on. Everybody will still have jobs, right? Like, that's what it is. On the big level of stuff. Like, your job's probably not going to go away. Let's see what probably, you'll still have streaming TV. You'll still have cars. You'll still have gas. You'll still have bills, right? Like, everything pretty much, you're going to have everything you have right now under Homelander, right? You're not going to have any freedom, okay? And you're going to live in fear. This is what the reality is of now you living in this Homelander world, okay? You living in a Homelander world, and this is how it's going to get out. And I'm just going to tell you how to survive in this world, right? Because just forget it, okay? So you're going to renounce everything that you love immediately, okay? Get rid of all that stuff, okay? You're going to never allow Homelander to feel rejected in any way. Homelander will never be rejected anywhere he goes. I'm telling you, this is a mandatory for anybody who wants to keep living like me, okay? When you see Homelander, you better be like, yo, oh man, Homelander, man, I'm so glad that you're here, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be ready for it, right? You got to be ready for it, right? And this stuff's got to be preemptive, man. You can't be willing to do this stuff. You can't wait till he's here now. See, because right now he's not in your town, right? Right now, Homelander isn't everywhere. He's in a few places. Like, he's stirring up some trouble over here and over there, but he ain't really got to where I live at, right? So for the most part, Homelander hasn't really affected me. I'm not excusing anything. I'm simply saying that, as far as I'm concerned, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be preemptive about that. Like, Tony Stark taught us about this, man. If you ever heard of this cat named Tony Stark, man, he says something that stood with me. He said, I don't want to be... We're Avengers. We're not Prevengers. And that stuck with me, man. Prevengers is about preventing harm from happening. This is the Homelander regime. I'm just telling you how we must learn how to get down with it, right? Everybody's going to have to learn this, right? Don't ever let him feel alone, and make him feel loved. Like, we're gonna, like, this is what it is. Homelander needs to feel loved, right? Like, and this is where, I'm not joking, you guys need to hang on to everything you ever said about forgiveness. Like, this is the time. This is the time to bring out every remnant of forgiveness. We sorry. Let's try it again. That we need to bring out right now. Because like I said, on the surface, like, yeah, if you're in oppressed groups, yeah, you can't talk out. Absolutely. If you're in an oppressed group, no, you don't get to talk out anymore. You don't get to say anything anymore. Like this is kind of what it is. Like I am sorry. I'm truly sorry that like marginalized groups is going to be. It's I'm not going to say for marginalized groups that it's not going to be rougher, right? Like I'm not gonna, but I think like for marginalized groups, I think they're going to be like, Homelander never really was coming to the hood. I mean, like he wasn't really coming to. Like that wasn't really what he was really doing. Like Homelander wasn't really ever messing with people, just regular people. So like, yeah, okay, like what do we have to do? Okay, guys, you're gonna have to worship Homelander. Like, here a lot of things wouldn't even be that bad, right? Like after a little, like let's just say they come to you right now, you're watching TV, and they're like, Homelander just took over the government. Like, okay, this is problematic. You're gonna recognize this. It's gonna push you somewhere mentally. But, like, what are you going to do about it, right? Like, once you accept that you're not going to do nothing about it, like, not only that you're not going to do nothing about it, nobody's going to do anything about it because there's nothing to be done about it. Like, it's already done. The done, right? This is where it is. And you know what? For everybody else, like, okay, Homelander took over. Okay. Like, I still got to go to work, right? Immediately after hearing about Homelander taking over, I still have to go to work. We don't even get a break in like life in no kind of way. We don't get any like, okay, well, hey guys, let's just come in, like let's just take the rest of this week and everybody we'll figure this out on Monday. You have to go to work. If Homelander takes over on a Tuesday, you still have to go to work on Wednesday, right? Like honestly, if you don't live immediately around Vought Towers, you come to work the next day, right? Like even if they tell you Homelander is taking over. So that's what it's gonna be. Like, and here's the thing, like we notice, like everyday life is still just like, hey, I gotta get groceries. Look, it's you feeling surveilled. You know that the eye is on you, but you can't do nothing about it, man. You just gonna be more corporate patriotism. That's what we all gonna be. That's what we're all gonna be. Like, I mean, I know it's gonna be some people who fight back, and I'm not with them. I'm telling you. If you're in the group that's still trying to fight back against Homelander, I am not even talking to you guys. Like, we're talking to the people who want to survive in this new Homelander regime that is now inevitably getting ready to happen. It is inevitable that Homelander is about to take over, and we all know it. So I'm just simply saying, let's stop pretending like we don't know that Homelander's immediately about to take over. But this is how your life is going to be. Your life, for the most part, is still going to be buying groceries. You're still going to be going on dates, right? You're still going to watch sports games and stuff like that. Like, they're going to talk about it on the news quietly, right? It's going to be like a ripple. People are going to try to figure out how to talk back without getting murdered. And if people will make it for a little while, right? They will. But eventually, Homelander is going to get you. He's already shown us that, especially if Homelander is immortal. Like, this is it. And here's the thing. Like, after a little while of Homelander being in charge, I don't really care no more. Okay, what now? Okay, you're still going to care about the same stuff, that you cared about, like taxes, gas, like that damn Homelander got gas prices high. So what? What are you going to do about it? Like, literally, this is no longer a democracy, and it's happened just like that, right? And you won't be the only place it ever happened to. So this is what immediately Homelander is like, you know what I'm saying? And he's not going to even completely tear down the entire system. He's going to pretend. Homelander is going to give us the grace of pretending like the government still matters, right? Because operationally, it matters for him. It gives him his control of everything, right? In this new Homelandia, right? So, yeah, you still got to go to school. Like, it's still your mama's birthday, still Mother's Day tomorrow. That's what it's going to be, right? And, like, you're going to see, like, the worship of Homelander is going to go up. This is mandatory, right? The worship of Homelander now becomes, like, yeah, you're going to be doing it too. Like, it's not going to be a shame. It's not going to be a shame for you to be worshiping Homelander at this point, because everybody's going to be doing it, right? Like, quietly inside, we're all going to be like living in terror. But it is what it is. Like, it's been people have lived in terror at plenty of times in history, right? And somehow, like, we muscle through it, right? That's what you guys are all going to do when Homelander takes over. I'm telling you guys. So we gotta all stick to the rules, though. Renounce everything you believe in immediately, and have a backstory, man. Have a story of, I forgot, this is one of the most important parts, okay? Blame somebody else for all that storm what is it, Starlight, anything that you said that was pro Starlight, that was pro whoever, anything that you might have even been close to against Homelander, like if you like the diss record and they said something about Homelander in that diss record, you better go back and renounce that right now, because that's how far he's going to track this stuff back. After he gets all the main people, he's going to be bored, right? He's going to be like, okay, there's somebody else out there, and it'll be you, right? Because you said something, or you referenced something, you made a joke about Homelander, he's going to find that joke. So you need to figure out who you're going to blame, right? So you need to figure out some soup that had mental powers that was influencing you to do that. That's going to be the sharpest thing. And we all got to stick together on this. We got to find a dead soup who had mental power and say, no, he was making me do this. That's what we all have to do, right? So this is going to be, you're going to have a preemptive strike to try to survive Homelander, okay? And this is what it is, okay? And I really want to talk to you guys about this. Like, here's the thing, like, I'm also going to throw this at you guys, because you're not going to, there is no way you're getting away from this, okay? At this point, if he's truly immortal, if he got this original Compound V, like, it's done, man. You know what I'm saying? It's done. It's literally done. It's literally game over, right? So once we need to take this part into our true selves and understand that once this happens, it's done. We got to figure out how to all keep living. You know, you still got a family. They want to keep living, right? I know I want to keep living. You know, and I'm like, really, it's like, it's not really going to be that bad. It ain't going to be much more. Like, the rich people are still going to thrive. Like, I bet the market's going to do right. Because here's the thing. I tell you one thing. The markets will be stable. When Homelander takes over, after everything settles in, then markets will be like this. Everybody knows. Ain't nobody going to be... It ain't going to be no blocking, no straits of nothing. Nothing's going to be blocked off when Homelander's running everything, okay? So the rich, like the stock market crowd, they're going to be like, all right, well, Homelander, you got it, baby. Okay, the markets are great. Your Q rating is high as ever. Like, this is good, man. You did what we were all afraid to do, Homelander. So you are the greatest among us. So like that part's gonna be mad. Like, look, they're gonna be pleased with it. They're not gonna be upset when Homelander takes over. So we can kind of feel like relatively safe in those kind of things. That if you work for those kind of companies, right, you're probably gonna have a job. Like, you still gotta go to work, right? Even if you're working at hotels, whatever rich people own is probably still gonna be all right. So if you work for a rich people owned company, your job is still gonna be there. But Homelander is not gonna tear down the economy, right? He ain't gonna do that. He's not crazy, okay? Like, they could get you in. If you tear down the economy, then they're gonna try to be after you. But otherwise, like, you know what? It's gonna be like, look, man, dang, is the NBA Finals canceled? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. Homelander lives over there. I know he can come over here anytime he wants, and that's a risk we all have to take, which is why you don't be talking shit about Homelander, and you just be like, when he shows up, you gotta have your mental game on, right? You gotta have because he knows, like, if your heart starts beating too fast, right, Homelander's gonna be like, yeah, why are you so afraid? And you just gotta be like, nah, man, I'm just excited to meet you, man. You're like, I'm an idol. And you gotta have some stuff that's gonna let him already know that you are already his idol, right? You gotta show Homelander that you were already down with Homelander before this even became a problem, right? Before anybody start tripping, right? Okay. And I'm gonna hit you guys with a couple of things, like, now is the time to start shining in Homelander's direction, okay? Okay. And here's the first of the items. Like, here's what I'm suggesting. Like, this is one of the first things our community needs to greet Homelander with, right? Are you seeing this right here? Are you seeing this right here? This is a Homelander themed 1981 Cutlass Supreme, right? Like, you see what we working here right now, right? This is real. Like, I told you guys, I'm a West Coast guy, and I'm just saying, guys, in preparation for getting the community in the proper standing with Homelander, I say we get this prep right off the bat, man. Right? I'm coming from this delegation, and I'm saying that we need to get this vehicle prepped right now, so that when Homelander shows up in the hood, wherever, right, in our urban areas, we already got a gift for him. We already have something for him. And I'm saying the Homelander, themed 1981 Cutlass Supreme, man, we cannot award a higher token of, like, we love you than this, right? Like, the spoke wheels, you see what I'm saying? Like, everything gold out, Homelander themed, right? I mean, sitting on them, right? Sitting on them things, right? Like, who wouldn't be proud of this, man? right? And this is what I'm saying. God bless Homelander. I do whatever fuck I want to do, right? This is it. This is 100% it right here, right? So I'm saying, like, this is how we got to start prepping for the community. This is how we got to start getting Homelander in line with the community, right? Like, he's won already. It's time to just, like, preemptively get that strike in. Let's protect the community, man. Let's show love for the entire community, and by giving us one of our most prized gifts, right? This is at the highest level, man. You got the Vought symbol there. You see, we got this all trimmed out gold. You see that custom Homelander? I don't know if you guys can see. Let me move this up. Let me move me out of the way. Are you guys checking out the custom Homelander interior? Right? Are you feeling where I'm coming from with this? Right? Yes, it has the hydraulics. Yes, it has everything on there. Yes, it has, at least like the 12-inch woofers in the back. Right? This is vintage right there with the Homelander symbol right on the grill, man. And you know what, Homelander? You don't even need an alarm, because ain't nobody ever gonna try to steal your custom Homelander 1981 Cutlass Supreme, okay? But it's not gonna stop there. It's not gonna stop there. I'm telling you guys, I gotta even more tools for you guys for how we gonna survive through the new Homelander era. And this is important that we start paying attention to this stuff right now, so that now that it's upon us, before he turns to start looking at you, while he's busy killing somebody else, this is our time to get our bid in. Take pictures with this Cutlass. Like, just think about all the people posing in front of the Cutlass. That's why if you get it now, even before he comes over, everybody can have a picture of them, like, posing for the Cutlass, like, getting down in front of the Cutlass. This is exactly the kind of, like, love and attention that Homelander truly wants, right? Like, let's be honest about this, man. Like, he's a very cool... I'm going to tell you, I'm only going to use my podcast right now because he might listen to this, right? And you see Homelander, I'm telling him what to do. Like, I'm doing my part already. You guys notice how calculated, like, the cunning and the keen of me to be like, yeah, I'm already on here saying positive stuff, Homelander. I'm already telling him, like, look, it's done, right? I'm already telling him, man. And, like, you know what? There's no one I won't speak to about it. Like, we really need to talk to Ryan, too. Like, we need to talk to Ryan because, like, look, that's your pops, man. And sometimes that's what a father got to do to a son. Like, yeah, sometimes there's plenty of pops out there that beat the shit out of their sons at various points when you got out of line to put you back in line. So I know it seems a little extreme. But compared to what Omni-Man did to Mark, that's right in line. That was appropriate. If we're super level beings, this is what I beat your ass looks like. I know you're going to live through it. I know your face is going to heal. But in our world of superpowers, like that kind of beating, that's just what it is, man. You have to accept that that's the world you live in now, right? But back to the Cutlass. Like, so this is how we gonna start getting in good grace with Homelander. It's gonna be some gifts. I got some more, but I want to go on this diversion right here, right? Because we do need to talk about this, right? Because there's a big aspect of this where, like, okay, Homelander is kind of justified. Like, I know this is an absolutely, like, this is an absolutely, like, powerful statement, but, like, Homelander is justified if you look at this, just tilt this lens towards Homelander's side, right? Just tilt the lens towards Homelander's side, okay? For a minute. We all talk about stuff like compassion and, like, oh man, empathy, right? Like love and stuff like that. And, like, I'm gonna shock you guys, okay? I'm gonna talk about love quite a bit right now, right? I'm gonna talk about love quite a bit right now. Because, like, this is the truth about who Homelander actually is, right? And maybe this needs to change the narrative, or at least be part of the narrative, right? Because it's not a nothing burger, right? It's not nothing how Homelander came into this world. It's not nothing how Homelander, was raised, right? All that stuff is not a nothing burger. That's a lot of burger. Like, so, like, when we talk about, people who are, abused, both emotionally and physically as children, like, this dude was born, like, they started off in a way that you're trying to make a psychopath with superpowers. There's not a lot that you're going to get otherwise, right? Now, he's raised in a bottle, right? You're literally a lab experiment, Dave. right? They put you in a bottle, they raise you, you're created in this lab. So your first home is this glass cage. Like psychologically, like your developing brain is adjusting to what's around you, like what your world is. And he has a super brain, okay? So imagine this developing brain, and you're born into this cage, not like a womb. This stuff matters. Like being born in a womb, I'm telling you, that's where you want to be at before you get born, right? Like this is where you want to be before you get born, and I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? This is an important stage for any like living, at least for mammalian creatures, right? This is an important stage, okay, for us, right? And he's a mammalian creature, kind of. So he doesn't get that comfort. All he has is isolation. Even when I was in like junior high school, they were showing us how, raising monkeys without a mother's touch, and they were crazy. These monkeys were crazy. These monkeys were like, they couldn't sleep. They would rock. They would like hold on. The ones who had like a metal cage, monkey mom, those ones were not doing that well, right? The monkeys were messed up in the head, okay? So this is stuff that we know even before they made Homelander, okay? They already knew this stuff. So by not doing this stuff, like you understand what's going to happen when you don't raise him with the loving touch and all that stuff. This is the core of the Superman story, right? That Superman becomes a good person because he has this loving family environment that they raise him in. That's the core, okay? So we already know this stuff before they even do this, okay? Then he's tortured. Like they actually torture to test the limits of your powers. Like we're gonna push you as far as you past human limits to see how far it is. And so they mess him up, man. Like he gets jacked up. And there's a psychological component to it. So like, I mean, come on. At some point, we really gotta look at the scientists at Vought who were doing this stuff. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous for anything. Like your test lab rats. I bet you don't do that to them because they'd be crazy and they bite the shit out of you every time you came to the cage, right? So you give them superpowers. I don't understand what about giving them superpowers made it like, yeah, it's okay. We can torture him at the same time. You didn't think he was gonna get you back later? You didn't think he was gonna have the capacity for revenge? Like everybody gets that, right? And then you literally do not have a childhood. So like everything about you is abnormal, right? So like literally, man, like come on, man. No friendship, no normalcy. This was like every moment of your life, you're like in this cage for the most part and treated like a lab rat. And then they unleash you on the world. So this is what the companies does, right? Then you get out of the world, and what you see of the world is this pushback to Supes. So you take that on as hate. You take that as they hate you. So this is a larger world that already creates a division, right? You didn't get to really be part of like the existing world. You got born into this divided world already. Then you get manipulated by liars, okay? You get manipulated by a bunch of liars who tell you these things and get you to worship media. And you're doing these weird fake movies, So you're basically like, you're just like you're just like used and abused, right? Like you are like you're used, you're betrayed. Like they lie to you about your kid. Like you see the world as this very harsh place because, of course, you've never known anything that isn't like absolutely that harsh environment, right? So. This is going to shape who you are, like at the core. At the core of who you are, this is who he is. And all this stuff matters. All this stuff matters. Because so he's right. And this is what it takes. Now, again, I said I was going to talk about love a lot in this, and I'm like, man, why don't y'all try loving somebody, man? I'm being honest right now. We don't have a choice. Homelander's going to take over. Like, if I get the opportunity to meet him, I'm going to be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You are absolutely right to do everything you did. That shit was messed up, what they did to you. No child should have to endure any of that. And like, man, you were right. You were right. Everybody that you burned down that was lying to you, man, you did a good ass job, homie. You really, really did. That's what I would do. And you know what? All of us probably do exactly the same thing too. Were we in a Homelander situation? Like that's just the reality. I'm gonna get that revenge back, right? Now, like as far as going out and raping people, of course, that's not anyone like Rebecca, I think that's Butcher's wife, Becca Butcher. Her getting hurt, that has nothing to do with like justifying, your actions. Like none of this justifies any of that actions, right? But we do have to understand, like when you create someone so damaging, that they're going to go out in the world and they're going to do damage to the world. And so, like, you can see, like, Homelander, well, he would have been a different person if, like, he was raised in, like, a loving environment. Like, this is the truth. If Homelander, he doesn't show any reason why he would not have been just a normal person if he had just been given the opportunities. If you had a normal life, would you potentially have been a normal person? And I don't think there's anything about him that, you know, and again, we'll never know this because, you know, look at what they did. But is there anything that suggests that he would not have been a regular person? I mean, obviously you're not going to be regular, right? We get that. You're not going to be regular. You got superpowers, and, like, you know, even just growing up in a lab and all that stuff can make you, you know, pretty weird. So I wouldn't expect him to not be different other people, but at the same time, I might be able to say that, okay, well, maybe you don't have to actually be a murderer, right? Like, and this is what we're talking about. Maybe there's an opportunity for him to have learned compassion, to have met other people, and to, like, learn to get some acceptance. Like, and sometimes, man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we might have to just be forced to take all that, like, oh yeah, we be forgiven and we get people second chances. Okay, well, this might be the opportunity to put that to the test, right? Like, as bad as Homelander is, as much stuff as he's done, right? Like, look, okay, maybe this is the big test of faith, that we are able to forgive Homelander for everything he's done, right? And I think we can do this if we understand who Homelander was. Like, again, I'm always going to ask you guys, let's try to understand who that person was. So we know what Homelander needs. His needs, like his hurt, his biggest wounds are all emotional, psychological wounds, right? So I think this is where we start off saying, you know, with some love. We start off with some love for Homelander. We start off with some safe places, some acceptance, some, like, genuinely, like, okay, you know, we're genuinely giving you worship, and it is what it is, right? Like, I don't know what you guys want to keep fighting about, but we genuinely give Homelander this love and adoration that we know that he wants. Okay, we know what Homelander wants, and if you know what Homelander wants, if you know what somebody wants, then you truly have, like, a way to game plan. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys here, we have to do this stuff. Okay. Now, one thing we really, really know about Homelander was his affection, his obsession with, you know, the golden boobs of Elizabeth Shue, right? Who was Madeline Stillwell on the show, right? This was his biggest fixation. Like, this is what brought him comfort. You know, the not having a mom, right? The not having a mom, like, this is very powerful. Like, obviously, like, you know, this is for him. This is everything right here, right? So, like, okay. So now that we understand this about him, like, how do we do this to keep our community safe, right? Because Homelander hasn't come to our community yet, right? He's been away from our community. Now, I'm just trying to say in advance, before he gets to our community, let's be ready to greet Homelander with the kind of, like, you know, mothering nature that clearly you need, right? And I'm going to make some suggestions. I'm just saying here that down in our community, we do have this woman by the name of Oprah Winfrey, right? And I'm just saying, I feel like if Homelander were to meet Oprah Winfrey, I feel like he'd get the mothering experience that he's truly lacking. Like, I'm not joking. I'm saying this in pure words. We know who Homelander is, so we know what motivates and drives him. Preemptively, we need to make sure that we have that kind of mothering experience when he comes into our communities. He starts coming into our communities and understanding that, you know, of a woman of that age group, right, in that Elizabeth Shue age rate is what he's really, like, feels his most comfort from. So this is what we're looking at here. And I'm just saying, like, we do have some options, right? Like, right in that age range is also, right, rep in our community is also Vivica A. Fox. Like, I think this is right there with what Homelander's like. This is a comfort. I don't think, like, this is like, you know, Syrup, right? Like, remember who Aunt Jemima was. Like, let's remember this, right? So I'm just saying, Homelander, like, look, let's be really, really honest about what you're like. You're trying to get to a specific kind of comfort, and okay, we're just saying, as a community, we're prepared to offer you exactly, like, what's going on. Like, you're not gonna feel lacking in our community if you want to give our community a chance. Like, this is kind of another Taraji P, all extremely mothering women all extremely motherly. These are all strong, very motherly figures, Homelander. Like, you're gonna be able to just chill out. It's gonna be all right. They'll tell you, they'll listen to all your stories. I'm telling you, man, as representing our community right now, I'm telling you, this is where you need to look at. Roger P. Henson, like another one, right? Like, so understanding who Homelander actually is, this is a key, man. This is an integral part of surviving in like the Homelanderland, right? Like, let's just go ahead and get the most mothering figures we can get out there, and that'll ease Homelander a lot better, right? Because remember where he's focused at. This is where his focus like stays at. Like, this is what brings him comfort when everything gets rough, right? So this is where we kind of got to work with Homelander. What's up, Doomslayer? Like, I'm just giving everybody like the guide to surviving in the land of Homelander, right? Like, and this is it, right? This is it. This is what you got to do. Like, understand who Homelander is, right? If you understand who Homelander is, it's going to make it a whole lot easier to survive in this Homelander world, right? So we know that Homelander, this dude wants to be loved, right? Like, that's at the core, the middle, the front, everything about who Homelander is. And let's not forget where he gets this from. But I'm making this case right here. Like, this is Pops, obviously, right? His Pops, right? This is Soldier Boy, right? His Pops, in like one of the recent episodes, his Pops talked about how he slept with Nell Carter, right? So you seeing it. You seeing like, oh, okay, I see something here. I see how we can keep you cool, right? Like, how we can keep you solid. Like, Pops is showing you the way. He has a lot of respect. So I'm just saying, like, there's something to these two guys, and like, how can we keep Homelander happy? How can we keep Homelander like, yes, it's okay, it's okay to come over here. Like, you're not a monster. Like, it was messed up what those guys did to you. You got to start agreeing with Homelander, because like, technically you got a right to be mad. Like, you have a legitimate grievance, man. Because for everybody who didn't do anything to Homelander, he didn't do anything to stop it either, right? Like, it was going down. So as a culture, as a civilization, we got to say, like, yeah, we collectively made Homelander. If we look at his origins, we turn that lens around, like, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, man, I really can understand why you're doing this, homie. I really, really can. And those are the words that he's going to need to hear. Homelander's going to need to hear true acceptance, right? He's going to need you to actually accept the fact that I am Homelander. I am now running this, and it is over, right? It all ever things that you ever loved, they don't exist anymore. They don't matter, right? Like, this is like, imagine, it being in the cornfield. Remember that little kid, right? If they can navigate living with that little kid, then you guys are gonna have to navigate being around Homelander. There's enough of us where if everybody shuts up right now, we'll make this thing. And the more you guys shut up, the better it is for me too, right? That's what I'm getting out. And I'm telling you, man, I'll be talking this every day, man. Until like we see somebody else come through and take over, I'm letting Homelander know right now, I was on your side the entire time, man. Like, the entire time, man. Like, I didn't like Frenchie, man. I didn't like Kimiko. I didn't like, nobody, man. I didn't like none of it. And you know what, guys? Like, let's even be more real about it, man. Because they built the story, and I get why you built the story this way, but I gotta be really honest, man. Like, look, man. Man. Okay, look. Eminem, you gotta get over this, Eminem. You gotta get over this, right? You gotta get over Marvin. You have got to get over your Soldier Boy fixation. Like, this is like the biggest is done of everybody's, right? And here's the thing. This is why you gotta get over it, Marvin, because you can't do nothing about it now. It is clearly crossed into, well, you really did give it your best shot. Like, you really did it to the maximum, man. I'm not gonna lie. If you really did it to the maximum, like, you gave yourself the best chance to get revenge on Soldier Boy, and you couldn't do it, right? Okay. So in this path forward, okay, this path of love that I have mapped forward, okay, we gotta turn our backs on Marvin now. I'm sorry, and I know it feels raw. We gotta turn our backs on Marvin now, because it's over. If you can't bow into the new regime, and I don't think you can, Marvin. I don't think you can. I think we have to let it bounce on you, man. Because it's like, look, I don't know that we can say that Soldier Boy is racist, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, you did engage in a threesome with Nell Carter. Remember that? I just told you guys that he did, right? Did I drop the image out? Okay, he did have an encounter with Nell Carter, and I'm just saying that doesn't speak to me like necessarily. I'm just saying. So when we're talking about like Mother's Milk's family, like yeah, he killed your family, right? He didn't get all of us, like so we gotta let this go, right? We just got to chalk this one up, man, because we know how to deal with Soldier Boy too, right? Just come on, man. Just give him a lot of like liquor and weed. Like that's what he wants to do. He wants to self-medicate. Like he's totally cool with just like some weed and like some chicks his age, older, he doesn't care. So like, and he's ready to go. So like, look, just encouraging like, look, women who are down, just speak up. That's all we're asking you to do. Like if you're down, and clearly he's like, as long as you're aging well, like he's down, okay? So what do we got to do collectively to keep Soldier Boy happy? I'm like, however much weed it takes, however much gin, okay, I'm sure we can come up out of the national budget. So like Marvin, I'm sorry, we gotta let you go, man. We really gotta cut you off right now because like, look, you're just a drag on the team. Like this is what it's become. It's become you're dragging on the team at this point, right? So I'm saying, Marvin, you gotta go, right? So once we move on from Marvin, we move on from this. You already can't kill him, right? So it's done, man. It's done right now. And the same thing with Butcher. You gonna have to let it go too, man. Like it's done. I'm sorry, Becca's dead. I think Becca will want you to move on and try to help, the kid in any kind of way you can, right? Like that's the best I think you could do right now because he is done. Like I said, he's kind of justified. Like if we had built a better place where companies like Vought don't get to do this stuff, then we wouldn't have a Homelander. Like. That's the bottom line of it. Like, everybody got to take a little responsibility for Homelander's life being messed up. You see them, Homelander, I'm holding them accountable. I'm going to make sure they're accountable for what they did to you, man. And it's absolute, right? We're not going to do this. We will not put anyone in front of Homelander, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, like, we're going to make some changes in the community. And here's another thing. You saw the cut list? Okay, here we go. Now, you guys are going to be rocking these new Homelanders, okay? This is where it's at right now. Like, God bless Homelander. You're going to be rocking these Homelander 4s, right? I can do whatever I want. Stamped right on the shoe. Like, this is it. This is premium leather, right? With the Liberty, Glory, Power colors, gold accents, like durability and dominance, right? This is like you on a global scale right now. The Homelanders. Like, this is it right here. You can see, man, he's come in one style because this style is the best style. And so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what style you get as long as it's this one right here, right? So we're going to come out with these right now so that you can be out and like letting Homelander know already, like, yo, I'm already down, man. Even before they were I had already ordered these like 6 weeks before you even took over, right? That's what he's going to do. So we're going to have to help each other out by creating some backdated labels, right? So that all of us can get a little more time. Be like, oh, I got these Homelanders like last year. Yeah, even before you took over. This is what it's going to require. This is what true giving up and submission to Homelander actually means, right? Like, you want to walk around with Homelander in your feet, just to know in our community, like, this is one of our highest signs of, like, we're down, right? Like, we're no longer messing with Michael Jordan, right? There's a lot of people we're no longer messing with. Like, you're the shoe king now. You've taken over from that. You know what this does, guys? This actually protects Michael Jordan, right? This protects Michael Jordan's life, so Homelander doesn't have to feel challenged in this domain by Michael Jordan for supremacy, right? So it's done. We got the Homelander shoes on. We're bowing down to Homelander. And here's the thing. That's not even it. That's not even the whole thing. Like, that's not even the whole kit. The other kit, part of it commits, like, for the ladies too, like, you got these Homelander bonnets, right? A Homelander bonnet. So if you're just, like, out and about somewhere, you need to have a bonnet on, like, why not rock this Homelander bonnet? Right? Look, not just a bonnet, a crown in disguise. Like, this is where we at with, like, the whole Homelander outfit, kit, giddy up. I'm telling you guys right now, you cannot go wrong once you get yourself, like, the whole Homelander kit. Like, the bonnet, like, your girl had a bonnet on, you'll have the shoes on, and basically you'll be safe. Like, get yourself a nice t-shirt, maybe, like, a chain, like a Homelander chain, and, like, man, you'll be set to go. So this is, like, the basics of our survival. This is a message given to you guys out of 100% love. And, look, let's all survive together, man. The more you guys just go ahead and back down, the easier it gets on me. The happier he is, the better it is for all of us, right? Like, this is where we at with it, and I'm just hoping this message gets out there. I'm hoping Homelander sees this. I know that since Firecracker's dead, spot available, and trust me, hey, she was tripping. She absolutely was tripping, man. I was gonna tell her too. Right before she did that, I was like, you're really tripping, man. Like, you're really not showing him just absolute, just like you dedicated to it, right? Like, you're not showing that. And sure enough, she wasn't, man. She was putting somebody else in front. She shouldn't even have that picture in her office. At this point, you won't find that picture in my house. Like, her and Jesus, you already knew that was a problem. I'm gonna be walking around with my bonnet on, man. Like, my bonnet with my Homelander gear, and man, it's gonna be lovely, man. It's gonna be all good. So, okay, guys, don't say I didn't do anything for you. Again, I told you guys to cook up a little brew, and this brew is all about surviving in the new world that is Homelander. I hope you take advantage of the solid advice that I got for you guys, because I think it's gonna save some lives. So I'll be back again. Join, subscribe, like, all that stuff. You guys know how it works, and I appreciate every single drop of it, every single time.